Before we proceed with the top 10, I'd like to share these 3 webtoons which didn't exactly have a serial killer as one of its main themes, but they did have something related to the topic, even a little. With Not Even Bones, it had a serial killer on non-human characters, but not among the main cast. With Fast Forward, there was one character here who is a serial killer, but that only lasted for just like one arc. With The Predator, the main character here might not exactly be the one doing the murders, but since he needs to feed a certain monster, they're both like a pair of serial killers. Now it's time for the top 10 webtoons which involve the unraveling the identity or the motives of a serial killer. Number 10, Killstagram. Can't help but feel sorry to everyone who died because of the female lead. Number 9, PIGPEN. This one has full of mind-blowing twists. You cannot completely trust everything you see in this comic. Number 8, Uriah. The serial killer stuff here isn't that known until the later chapters, but whoa, it's really disturbing. Number 7, Epilogue. It's a freaky tale between an author and his insane fan, but the fan is not the scariest thing here. Number 6, Forest of Humans. The main character is trapped in an abandoned prison filled with serial killers. It will be a miracle if she survives that with her sanity still intact. Number 5, See No Evil. The villain here is kinda difficult to absolutely hate. And no, it's not because he's good looking. While the supporting characters here are charming, it hurts to see them suffer. While the MC, though he seemed useless at first, he turns out to be pretty intriguing later. Number 4, Rotten. I never thought that a series could be very horrifying, charming, intriguing, and awesome at the same time until I read this one. Full of tragic but also heartwarming stuff. There are cool scenes but also very disturbing ones. It's a roller coaster of emotions in this underrated webtoon. Before we proceed with the top 3, I'd like to share with you guys that I've tried to hunt for interesting webcomics featuring serial killers that are outside the Line Webtoon platform. But there just isn't enough of those which I enjoyed enough to make it part of the top 10. Well, it's not that there's totally none though. Here's a few. About these two, actually, I didn't like them much, but I acknowledge that they're pretty interesting. You can read some chapters of them for free in TOOMICS. This one is pretty good. Moreover, the portrayals of the main trio had been very creative. You can check this out in TAPAS. If you are into mature boys love, also known as yaoi, I've seen a number of titles with serial killers under that demographic. These two are among the popular ones that I know of. Well, if you're into that kind of thing, or if you're simply curious like on my case, read at your own risk. They're available at LEZHIN. I think there would be a girls' love counterpart of these as well, but I don't know any title. Anyway, personally, I prefer those with lesser mature sexual content. So, I was pleased when I found this boys' love webcomic. It has a number of flaws and some of its potential were wasted. But overall, it was a good read. So, I recommend that you check this out at Pocket Comics. Alright, without further ado, let's proceed with the top 3. Number 3, Dr. Hound. Interestingly, the serial killer here makes the victims perform suicide. There's some supernatural stuff involved here, and we have an unusual supernatural hero to crack the case. The main characters are like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but the Mr. Hyde guy isn't as evil as he is being portrayed as. Well, he even solves cases after all. While I highly doubt that the Dr. Jekyll guy is as innocent as he appears. Too bad the other characters don't seem that likable, at least so far. But the story and the main characters are thrilling enough to keep me at the edge of my seat. Number 2, Grasp. This series is full of twists and turns. The serial killer at least was someone I wouldn't have expected at the beginning. Don't let the black and white art discourage you from reading it, or else you're going to miss such a terrific psychological thriller. I still cannot accept how underrated this is. The main characters might seem difficult to like at the beginning, but it will grow on you. On my case, my initial favorite happened to be one of the most annoying characters in the series, while the one I initially disliked pulled my heartstrings later. Anyway, this gives so much feels. Number 1, Bastard. I suppose this wouldn't be a surprise to a lot of people. This series is a webtoon classic for a reason. The characters in this series grow on you. Although there are many moments in this series which you cannot help but feel disturbed and uncomfortable, the main character's growing love for his girlfriend make you want to cheer for him, like what you will do in a shonen manga, slightly forgetting that you're actually reading a psychological thriller. Anyway, Bastard is really charming and amazing. It deserves more glory than it already has. With that, I hope I had helped you discover a new favorite. I'm certain that there are plenty of other webcomics featuring serial killers in Webtoon canvas. I'll check them out someday. I've also heard of some webtoons with serial killers, but are just not available in official English platforms. Or not anymore. Oh well, I guess we'll have to wait. Anyway, did I miss any? Let me know if you have recommendations. Also, aside from serial killers, what other tropes or elements that you find intriguing in psychological thriller webtoon? Let me know in the comments. And as always, likes, shares, and comments will be highly appreciated. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye!